Listen, as our kids get older, my son is almost 30, my daughter's 27. We might not agree with life choices. We might not like what they're doing or who they're hanging out with or where they live, but it's not our life. It never was. They were born of us, but they're separate. Let's doodle about this. This is a heavy topic. Join me. You ready for some more story time? Me too. A walk in the wood. Meditation, mindfulness with Pooh Bear. I wore my Pooh sweatshirt in honor. My daughter has always been one who goes toward feelings. She's a very unique and rare individual, beautiful soul, but she goes toward, and she can go towards big feelings and big emotions. It's just a gift. I had a lapse in my schedule, and I sat down on the couch where she was sitting, and she turned to me, reached out, grabbed my hand, and looked at me and said, "How are you, Mom?" And her eyes have this way of like piercing into your soul. And sometimes with her, I can feel myself tremble because I know she sees me. It's unbelievable. And so I sat there and we just shared this moment of going back and forth. And when it was my turn, I put my hand on her leg and I said, "And how are you right now? What's going on with you?" And she was able to pause, not feel rushed, and reflect. And we just sat there and we talked. And I knew my job, because I'm a busy bee. So I knew my job was to stay there, stay present, hold her hand on her knee, whatever it is, stay in her eyes and be present with her. What a gift. That exchange was maybe 10 minutes. And then we watched a YouTube video that she wanted to watch together. Then we looked up something on the computer, something just playful and silly. And then we talked about the soup we were going to make. And we went and prepped all the vegetables together. So that whole period of time was maybe 45 minutes to an hour, but it was meaningful and important. A mom engaging with her adult child. Listen more, speak less. Trish, listen more, speak less. I remind myself that often. Listen more, speak less. Our children know their path. They can do it. We did it, right? Even though we feel like we're fumbling and we feel like we don't know what we're doing, and a lot of times we feel like we're a child still, we know our path when we listen inside. And I feel like my job has always been to listen and encourage that voice within them so that they could trust that voice inside of them, just like we do with ourselves. Listen more so we can connect to our whole self and trust that more. You know, I feel like this is done. Usually I add color, but I'm not feeling that today. It's kind of like parenting, right? It's straightforward and simple and really complex and colorful on days. And it's a sketch that we're filling in as time goes on and the years go on. And we need to expand and grow into each phase of the role, just like our kids do. I kind of find it all about letting go, even from birth. You know, things might happen in childbirth or during pregnancy that we can't control, and we have to let go. And then it's just a process of letting go once we have a child. They literally learn to crawl away from us very early in life. And they learn to say no, just 2 years of age or younger, and become very independent. And it only continues from there. And our job is to learn to adapt and let them grow into who they were born to be, who they were brought here to be. So parenting can look different. Parenting then might have looked more like holding and nurturing and caring in a very physical way. Maybe setting more boundaries, maybe having some rules. But over here, it's more just being beside, being comforting, being a cheerleader, being supportive, being a sounding board, an ear or a shoulder that they can turn to. I, for certain, don't know all the answers for my children. And I'd be foolish to kind of even pretend that I do, but I believe they do, or that they have the skills and the heart to find what those things are. I'm going to date stamp this and call it complete. So now we can get on to story time. Join me over there. For today, I'm going to skip all the way to chapter 15, Love and Gratitude. Through relationships, we can experience the moment of magic in everyday life. Who we are is very much a reflection of our connections with family, with friends, and with colleagues. Being genuinely present in our interactions with them gives us the opportunity to learn about ourselves and to practice kindness towards others. So let's begin and see what Pooh Bear has to say. Pooh continued his gently mindful journey through the wood. As soon as he came upon Kanga and Roo, who were playing and laughing, he stopped behind a tree to watch them. Kanga swept Roo up in her arms as he hopped by. "I caught you, my little Roo," she cried. Then, when he tried to climb onto the tree branch, she called out, "You can do it if you try." Pooh could see that Kanga was as loving and nurturing as Roo was exuberant and playful. She gave him comfort and confidence, while Roo, in return, brought Kanga joy and laughter. Their gratitude and appreciation for each other was crystal clear. A loving little rhyme came to Pooh. Playfully frolicking child and mother, thankful to have the love of each other, Kanga and Roo shared everything good, happy together at home in the wood. This is exactly how things should be with those we love, thought Pooh, as he stepped out from behind the tree. "Hello, Kinga," he called. "Hello, Pooh," she said as they walked toward them. "You look a bit different today. What have you been doing?" "Oh, just noticing," replied Pooh, while walking in the wood and visiting friends. "That sounds lovely," said Kinga. "I appreciate all my friends," said Pooh, "and I'm so grateful to have them." "You know, Pooh, you have a special magic about you." "I do? What do you mean?" "You can see what someone needs," she explained, "and you provide it with love." "I just try to help them find what they already have. And I feel like I get more from my friends than I give," Pooh said humbly. "That's because when you offer love, you're not looking for something in return," Kinga told him. "So a lot more comes back to you." "You know, sometimes I do look for a little something," admitted Pooh. "I don't mind when they offer me some honey. And it's usually well-deserved," she said. "Why, thank you, Kinga." Talking to Kinga made Pooh think about all his friends and how he was a different sort of Pooh with each of them. With Piglet, he was wise and generous. With Owl, he felt more silly and shy. When talking to Eeyore, he was positive and energetic. With Tigger, he stayed settled and calm. "I suppose," thought Pooh, "without me, my friends wouldn't be who they are. And without them, I wouldn't really be Pooh." And right there on the spot, he thought of the friendship poem. "In the wood where we all live, I have good friends always ready to give. So when they're happy, I feel glad. And when they're not, I feel sad. My job is to be the best friend I can be while remembering they're all a part of me." I love that. So if you like this story time from A Walk in the Wood, you might want to look at this other video about being mindful and kind, where I read chapter 1 from the same book. So I invite you to keep listening to your heart as you discover what is needed in your parenting step by step, and maybe even in your journey as being a child of a parent who's learning how to parent. Because it's all about learning. We're always learning, all of us. So until next time, when I really look forward to seeing you, keep on doodling to connect to your whole self.